Thank you, Press, for sharing this day. This is a heavy moment, not just for this family. It's not just a heavy moment for the community. This is a heavy moment for the nation. It is a dark moment in our history that one of our patriots was slain not on foreign field, but slain right here domestically, just for the crime of being black in America. He has taken an oath to defend our democracy and our Constitution, only to come back home and see that the warfare is still real and we are not in a post-racial society. While so much of the press today is outside of the New York courthouse, today we are in the throes of a church, calling not for warfare, but calling for justice, calling for peace, and calling for understanding. I stand today with the family of a patriot, an American patriot, somebody who pledged his life that this would be for his sisters, for his family, and for his friends, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Of making sure that those who are left unseen will be seen. We welcome now Attorney Crump.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bryant, for opening up your cathedral, not only for this press conference, but for the homegoing services for Roger Fortson, a homegoing celebration for an American patriot, which will take place tomorrow here at New Birth at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you also not only for your prayers but your leadership for social justice. A lot of times when others who bear the cloth would not take a stand, you took a stand for God's children, all of God's children. So thank you for that. This is emotional. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Natalie Jackson and Attorney Brian Barr of Levin Papantoni Law Firm. We have the honor of representing the family of Roger Fortson. Present with us today is his mother, Mika Fortson, his father, Roger Wilburn, his little sister, Harmony, his little brother, Andre, his sister from Los Angeles, his sisters from Los Angeles, Raven and Tiffany, his uncle from Los Angeles, Maurice Washington, and a host of cousins and loved ones who are standing strong with his family, trying to keep especially his mother upright, doing something that is so unbelievable to her and his father. And you're going to hear from them in just a minute. And you hear from his sisters as well. And it's going to be emotional. This is not just a hashtag. Roger was real. He was the hope for so many of them. And that's why this is so emotional. But what we're going to do is talk about some important updates for the case. The video came out and you all got to see it. But yet, as his mother said, they cannot stain his reputation. But she feels as long as they continue to say that they went to the right apartment, they're staining his reputation, because Roger did not have any domestic disturbance. Roger had no criminal history. Roger has never ever been accused of domestic violence. I mean, and so for her and his father Roger to hear these things, it's as if they're staining his reputation, his good name. I know, Dr. Bryant, my mother always tells me, a good name is worth more than silver and gold. That's biblical. Roger had a good name. He was a good young man. Had the brightest of futures. And so we start with addressing what his mother believes is this narrative to stain his reputation. And I'm sure she's going to speak on that herself very directly to you all. But the transcript, if we could put it up, because you saw the video, but it's important that you see the words. And we have them, Dr. Bryant has them on all of the facilities, and we're going to hand them out to you. But the parts that are germane, it starts, the body cam time stamp is now visible on the video, and it starts at 16 hours, 28 minutes, 45 seconds when they have the interaction with the woman who we believe is with the leasing office of the apartment. The deputy walks outside to meet the woman in the parking lot. The deputy says, "Are they fighting or something?" The woman says, she was saying that it happens frequently. The deputy says, okay. The woman says, but this time it sounded like it was getting out of hand. The deputy at 16:29.09 seconds says, okay, which door? I paused there for emphasis because her response is, I'm not sure. She continues on. 2 weeks ago, I was walking by their apartment, basically on this side, and I was hearing someone yell, like, shut the F up, and you stupid B word, and all this other stuff. And I heard a slap, like right after that. But I wasn't sure, second time, where it came from. The deputy says, okay. And the woman says, and I didn't want to call the police. The deputy then says, which room is it? And now this third time, she says 1401. The deputy says 1401, okay. The woman again affirms 1401. But the girl sounded scared. The one that called, she said she was like, it's getting out of hand. It sounds like it's getting really out of hand. And so that obviously points out a lot about how they got to 1401. And so he got on the elevator. The deputy said, so just hit number 4, huh? And the woman says, yeah. The deputy says, okay. He asked, will you do me a favor? Will you stand out there and direct the deputy that's coming through this area? Woman says, okay, it's like you're going to go up to the 4th and it's going to be on this side. Deputy says, got you. Deputy says, got you. Then the deputy says, 312-111. Deputy radio call again, 312-111. The deputy goes to door E1401. It's important. They say this is domestic disturbance going on, but watch the body cam video and more importantly, listen to the body cam video. You can hear birds chirping. Deputy knocks loudly and then steps to the side out of the view of the peephole. If it's the police knocking and you want the person inside to know you're the police at the door, why are you stepping out from in front of the peephole so they can see who it is? The deputy knocks loudly and steps to the side out of the view of the peephole. 16:31 at 18 seconds. You hear Roger's dog Chloe bark. 16:31:41. You hear a voice, unsure who's the voice or what it says, but you hear a voice. And then the deputy knocks again and steps to the side again in the video. Then the deputy knocks and says, sheriff's office, open the door. Deputy knocks again, steps back and to the side again. Don't really understand what's going on. But he said, knocks again, says, sheriff's office, open the door. 16:32 at 01 seconds, Roger begins to open the door. The deputy at 16:32.02 seconds says, step back. You watch the video, you see Roger is complying. He's stepping back. And then the deputy executes him. 6 shots, 6 times. And it's only after he is shot that he gives a verbal command of drop the gun, drop the gun. And even while Roger Fortson, this American patriot, is on the ground, shot and dying, he is still trying to comply. He tells him it's over there. The deputy yells again, drop the gun. He says, I don't have it. Deputy radio call, 312, shots fired. Suspect down, do not move. 312, get me EMS to my location. That's everything from the body cam video. Obviously, you all have the FaceTime video from his girlfriend that shows when he's on the ground, he's saying, I can't breathe. And they're still yelling commands. Still yelling commands. And Reverend, I don't know if we got Kleenexes or anything. If somebody got Kleenexes. And we knew this was going to be emotional, but talking with his family, they want the record to be straight. They want the record to be straight. And so this next part is the new evidence that we're presenting to further show that they're not at the right apartment. They're not at the right apartment. And obviously, we think both things are important. They're not at the right apartment, and then, and within seconds of opening the front door, saying, Roger, who is a licensed, registered gun owner, the police just, we believe, use excessive force and execute him. 6 shots, bam, 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 bam. And he has to pull the trigger those many times. We just think it's excessive force on top of him being at the wrong apartment. So now what you're going to hear is the radio traffic from the police officers that night that have been condensed to get rid of the stuff that is not relevant to what's going on at this apartment complex where Roger Fortson was shot and killed. And so, to the sound engineer, Ricardo, we're going to now play.
Copy disturbance, physical progress. Zone 16. Go ahead. The 319 racetrack. 319 racetrack. Going to be unit 1401-1401. We got for notes of physical still receiving. 111 diverting it back. Copy. 238. Getting here to the colony is all done. Pretty cool. 31297. Tempo 1097. Don't have any further other than a male and female. It's all fourth party information through the front desk at the leasing office. EMS my location. Copy. 111 312 exactly on you. Copy. Waiting for few places. Multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. Blackmail.
253, can you have a follow for suspect? Road, blackmail, multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. SO on scene, scene secure. They're asking that you step it up.
Engine 1, Engine 3, chief notification. Shooting 319 Racetrack Road Northwest. Blackmail with multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. SO's advising step it up.
I'm responding.
Echo 1401.
Just one patient?
For Echo 1401.
Gunshot wounds in the chest, one exit wound. Contact 6 gunshot wounds. Do we have a suspect? Search for a problem?
Engine 1 Battalion 1 are also on scene. I'll have Chesil on command.
6, it's going to be 4th floor. Echo 1401. Room E, Echo 1401.
11 EMS, nothing you're on scene, clear traffic.
Thank
437, thank you, application.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Yeah,
I think that's the end. Can we go back to 53 seconds and to the media? We will provide you all with the radio traffic condensed, but the part that we feel is the crux of the matter here for these purposes, and we have it blown up thanks to Dr. Bryant's audio visual. Play the 53 seconds from
97. Don't have any further other than a male and female. It's all fourth party information through the front desk at the leasing office.
Thank you. And the reason that's very important, Eric, and why we had it blown up, is because it reiterates that it is not the right apartment where Roger Fortson is at. The dispatch officer says don't have any further other than a male and female. It's all fourth-party information from the front desk at the leasing office. That's important for two reasons. Number one, the police already know before they get there, they've been told that where the disturbance is at, there's a male and a female, and that they are getting their information from the front desk at the leasing office. And it's as his mother and father and everybody continues to say, his girlfriend, Roger, was in his apartment by himself, FaceTiming with his girlfriend. They were not raising their voices. He was making plans for their visit for the weekend. The only people in that apartment, only person in that apartment was him, and he had his dog Chloe, who was present there. Eric, can we show Chloe, because Dr. Bryant, we have gotten so many inquiries about his dog Chloe. Maybe we could put it on the other screen too. Because you heard Chloe bark, but also, I mean, we got so many inquiries about how is his dog doing from dog lovers all across America. Because when they watch that video, they see Chloe in the video. And if we can go to the next picture, Eric, where you see that Chloe is right there when her daddy is shot. And here, Chloe is there, and we have a freeze frame of it. Okay. And if we can put it on the others, Eric, if that's possible. Okay. And so you see Chloe by Roger's leg, while Roger has his gun that he is a licensed, registered gun owner, every right to the Second Amendment as any other American citizen, and I think is probably far more qualified to be a gun owner than many. He was militarily trained to use firearms. He was highly intelligent, very respectful of authority, respected law enforcement, and you see the gun was down to his side the whole time. He never raised it. In fact, when you look at the photograph closely, you see that he doesn't even have his finger on the trigger. And when you look at the video, you see Roger step back and put his left hand up, trying to diffuse the situation. And yet, even though he's complying and stepping back, doing what the officer verbally commanded him to do. He says, step back. You see Roger stepping back. He shoots him anyway. And Chloe, his dog, is right there by his side when he is shot, and she watches her daddy shot laying on that ground. And so I know his family is thankful to everybody who's not only reaching out for their care and their concern, but also asking about his dog who he cherished. He loved his dog, Chloe. You'll hear his sisters talk about that a little bit. But we thought it was very important to make sure that we get the information out, because oftentimes, Dr. Bryan, and we've seen it far too many times when they kill people, especially black people, unjustifiably, they have the investigation go on for months, years, without anything, where everybody forgets about him and he's swept under the rug. Well, we're not going to let them sweep Roger Fortson under the rug. And people say, oh, it's a rush to judgment. Well, what we see in our community, if we don't stand up and start fighting and saying justice for Roger and making the case, then there will be no judgment. And that's why we have to go through painstaking efforts with all these emotions from these mothers and fathers and these siblings, because they know oh too well in America, if they don't come up here, even while they're grieving, and fight for justice, they won't have any chance at getting justice. We know that from Freddie Gray, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Terrence Crutcher, Eric Gardner, Breonna Taylor. The list goes on and on. We have to call them to account, because if we don't do it, they won't do anything. And so people who criticize us talking about we're doing a rush to judgment, not doing anything, how has that worked out for black people in America? So that's why we're here, demanding justice for Roger Fortson. And at this time, Mika, you ready? Okay. At this time, we're going to have his father, Roger Wilburn, address you about his son and how special he was. Roger.
Yeah, he was a good man. And, I had seen him in January. He had came to L.A. He had came to L.A. to see his sister, and I had went and met him and talked up with him, and we had a good conversation, and I was letting him know that I was going to do better, and that we just having a good conversation, just saying we was going to spend more time with each other, and then I just, like I said, we just hugged each other, and just enjoy being with each other. So then, after that, I called him on his birthday, and he was happy, and we was chop it up, and he was telling me that he was gonna make a trip to come back out and come see me, but he never got the chance. We never got the chance to finish what we was setting out to do. We didn't get to finish what we was setting out to do. And I'm gonna miss him. And that's. No, I didn't think I was gonna be bearing. I figured he'd be bearing me. And I felt like that all my life, though. The way I was living my life, but I just can't believe it. And I'm gonna miss him.
Thank you, Roger. Now you hear from his sister, Raven, from Los Angeles.
So the last time I talked to my brother was the Monday before he got shot. He was at the dog park with Chloe. I was his baby. Excuse me. And he was so happy. He was so happy to be there with Chloe and the dogs. It was another dog all on Chloe, and we were on FaceTime, so he was showing me. He was like, look at Chloe, look at Chloe. And I was like, you better take her home before you become a grandfather. And he was like, I'm gonna take her home right now, sis. I'm gonna call you back. I promise I'm gonna talk to you. I promise. And because it is, he can't keep his promise. And my brother kept his promises. Everybody on this that's standing here, my brother loved, like his family. That was the most important thing to him. So he took care of us. Like, I could call my brother. I'm the big sister. I'm 29. I could call my little brother and tell him anything. He would say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. And, like, I just feel like we got to get justice for him, because he would make sure we was okay. And we got to make sure he okay.
Right. Tell about when you came to Atlanta.
Oh, when I came to Atlanta to visit him, he gave me a tour, and he was so excited. Like, my brother loved being from Atlanta. He loved his city. Like I said, he loved his family. He loved where he was from. He loved who he was. He was proud of who he was. He was proud of what he did for work. And he just wanted to show me everything he loved and everything that was important to him. And being here, it hurts, because I just keep thinking, like, my brother, he's supposed to be here with me. How I'm here, he's not here with me.
Tiffany, you want to say anything? Okay. His uncle Maurice.
Yeah, it's one thing, and hey, I'm just like the rest of the family. He was just with me a couple of months ago. Him and his girlfriend. I was telling her how beautiful she was at the bowling alley and chopping it up with his sisters. And man, the terrible thing is I get a call from my daughter talking about is he passed, shot just last week, and that is devastating to me, especially how he got shot. And I know him. He's a real sharp dude. He never was into anything but getting good education and talking about being somebody, and he got robbed. And that's just devastating. It's terrible, terrible. For everybody, his mother, my brother, it's tearing them up. And I know we have to get justice for him.
Justice for Roger.
And this is 2024. Really, these incidents shouldn't even be happening, but they still are to people like us. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I love you, and hope we're going to get justice for you.
Justice for Roger.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Maurice. Before we hear from his mother and his little sister, finally, we're going to hear from Attorney Jackson, who has a statement from his congressional representative in the United States Congress, Nakima Williams.
We just got this in, and this is to the family from Congresswoman Nakima Williams. Our hearts are heavy as we mourn the tragic killing of a native son of Atlanta, Senior Airman Roger Fortson, another black man failed by this country and taken far too soon. As a mama of a black son and a member of Congress, I'm deeply troubled by the continued disregard for black life. Black men are rarely given the benefit of the doubt, and far too often the results are tragic. Senior Airman Roger Fortson should be with us today, serving his country with honor, being a role model for his sister Harmony and his brother Andre. My prayers are with Senior Airman Fortson's family and loved ones, especially his mother, Mika, as we continue to fight for justice and accountability.
Thank you so much, Attorney Jackson, for all your great leadership on this case. You're making Attorney Barr and I look smart, Natalie. At this time, you're going to hear from his little sister, Harmony. And Dr. Bryant, that picture of him and her in the airman's uniform says everything we need to know about how much he was trying to do everything to be an example for his little sister and little brother, Harmony, 10 years old, and Andre, who's 16 years old, here in Atlanta. So, Mama, you want to come? We're going to try to have Harmony talk about her brother.
Roger Airman Fortson. He was maybe my brother, but he was also the best brother I could ever ask for. Roger, we may not have any food, but he would always come by and just bring us something to eat. Roger knew what we wanted. The last time I talked to him, it was on May 1st. It was Wednesday. It was 9:56.
Oh, it was your birthday?
It was on my birthday. I didn't even get to tell him I love him. All I got to say was I'll see him later. No, I mean I won't even get to see him later. I can't even. I just miss my brother. No, the first theme camp I ever went to was with him. The first actual theme park I ever went to was with Roger, and it only happened because of him. All the times that I've spent with him, some of them I can't even remember because I was so young. Now, as I'm 10 years old, it's it's just hard to speak when I just can't think about how he's not here with me right now, and he should be right beside us, and we should be somewhere having fun, not somewhere having grief because of somebody who made wrong decisions and took my brother away from me.
Now, Harmony, we give you a round of applause. You spoke so good for your brother. And Dr. Bryant, I know his family started a GoFundMe because he was all about trying to help Harmony and Andre have a better chance at the American dream. And so I know not only his new birth family, but people all over the country are going to help make his dream come true. And his dream, Harmony, was for you all to have a better opportunity, Andre, at the American dream. And we won't let his dream go unfulfilled. We won't let it go. And his niece, what's your name? Lauren?
Roger Airman Fortson, he wasn't just my uncle, he was the best uncle. He will always make someone happy. He will never have a bad day in front of somebody. If he had a bad day, he would make it right. Everybody loved him. It was no hate to him until now. The last time I saw him was on his birthday, and I didn't even get to say I love him. And it's sad to see the last time I saw him is tomorrow, to ever see his face again. The last time I saw him, he was happy. And now to end like this.
Thank you, Lauren. Y'all give Lauren a round of applause, too. These young people are so courageous and articulate. Thank you all so much, Harmony and Lauren. Roger's still with you all. He'll always be with you. Rev, I don't know if you want to say something about that.
This is really a full scope of the personality, the character of this amazing patriot to make an impact for these young people to have clear and crystal memories and to be so impacted. So many people online were worried about the trauma of the dog, but not talking about the trauma of the family. And we want to make sure that this family is safeguarded and they are undergirded as they navigate through this process that no family wants to be in. But we're going to stand with them, and we're going to ask that the greater community of those who love this nation, or love those who have sacrificed their life for this nation, will surround this family with love.
Thank you, Dr. Bryant. The last person you hear from before you hear from his mother is his other niece, London.
Me and Roger had this kind of bond like not any other person. We had a bond where we would text and stuff, and I miss talking to him. One time on the text messages, I was with Chloe, and we was sitting on the couch in my grandma's house, and I just said, "Look at your daughter. She looks so pretty." And he said all kind of heart. He said that I love you. So last time I talked to him was when he texted me and he said happy birthday to me, and when he said he loved me, and I just didn't know he was gonna be gone from me. Like, they took my uncle from me, and I just want justice for him.
Justice for Roger.
Justice for Roger.
Thank you so much, London. Let's give London a round of applause to all these young people. And finally, Andre, do you want to say anything? Okay, finally, you're going to hear from his mother, Miss Mika Fortson, and then we'll try to take some of your questions.
First of all, I didn't even know that my baby and my grandkids had all of that in them, because she 10, she's 11. They're supposed to be playing with teacups, playing patty cake. They're talking about grieving. When I was her age, they would tell me they going to heaven. I lost my mom at their age. Only thing I was told, she's going to heaven. and my kids have to stand up here and explain themselves. They always say you don't have a strong black man in the family. Do you see us?
Amen.
We're black women. We had a strong black man. Now we have 2 strong black men up here with us.
Yes.
He had his dad namesake. And you're not going to, he didn't stain his dad's name. You're not going to stain his daddy's name.
Amen.
That name was too important to him. It was too important. I never looked at the video. But they can tell you I told them how he was looking. I told them how he sounded. Because we didn't have money. And you heard her right. When we didn't have food, we got food delivered to us from Kuwait, Qatar. We didn't have to go, we didn't have to eat what was there anymore. We ate what we wanted. We did what we wanted. This a big family. We went to Disney World Universal Studios during the weekday. How is that fair? I got 5 kids. Roger is number 3. 3 and 4 would never be the same number. That's number 4. So he's not going to tell me he went to the right place. Sheriff Eden looked me in my face and told me if he sees anything wrong, that he put it on his mama, that he would apologize. Well, put it on your mama, because I'm standing right here. From what I heard and from how your people dissected. Police down in Florida sent me all kind of comments. They sent me so many I couldn't even take it, just knowing that your own people that's wearing the same suit that you're wearing, saying that you murdered him, you assassinated him. He didn't deserve that.
No.
I don't even remember Roger killing a spider. He'll grab it by the leg and just throw it out. And you killed a human. You killed mankind. He said, went to Kuwait. Oh, Qatar. The places that he went, we're not even accepted. But they accepted him. To come back here and kill the gift that God gave to me, God has never been an Indian giver. Never. So you're going to give me justice whether you want to, Chef Eden, or not. If you're a man of your word, all those tears you looked in my face and cried, get back on the podium. Because no sooner than you told me that lie, you did a press conference to cover up your people. You asked to come to his memorial. Yeah, you can come when you do your press conference and say you're going to give Roger justice. Amen. You're going to say that you promised his mama justice. That's when you can come. Amen. Yeah, you thought he was a poor black boy. But what you didn't know, he had a mama that's a poor black single mama. And I'll walk through the fire for justice for mine. You're not going to get any more tears. The tears was for my grandkids and for my daughter, for his sister. Because guess what? He was proud of his sister. Everybody in Atlanta knew who Raven Wilburn was. And the fact that you took that from her, no, we're not going to allow that.
Talk about the military.
We're not going to allow that. I've talked to colonels, generals, little old me, about how good of a child he was. How I'd raised him right. There's nobody better than him. Roger was light. There would not be a stain on his name. He would not be put to rest in darkness because he was light. Yes. Fix his reputation, tell the truth, and give my child justice. Give him justice.
Justice for Roger. Justice for Roger. Justice for Roger. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mika. She's a proud member of New Birth.
Exactly.
At this time, we'll take your questions if you have any. Yes, ma'am.
What I would like to know is if you all have had any kind of response from the police department or the military.
Yeah.
And also, too, could you clarify, did all those shots come from one deputy or were there others?
All the shots came from one deputy. He shot him point blank range 6 times. I'll let his mother speak to how involved that the military has been to one of their family members. It has been quite extraordinary.
The shots came from one person, but when you listen to the video, the lady that came in behind him, she should be held accountable too, because she had enough time to call the ambulance and get him some help. The military, the United States, I put it like that because I've had Congress, I've had colonels, generals. The United States Air Force, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't even be standing up here. I wouldn't, when I say I'm not going to point him out, he has walked through the cemetery with me. He has cried with me. I picked my baby up in a casket when everybody was picking theirs up from a college. You know the military can't break code. I watched them babies with tears rolling down their eyes. I get calls 2 o'clock in the morning. How they know I need them calls? Some of them have not lost a child, but they knew that I needed a call. The military done something? No, the military is present. Let's be clear. They're present. Not done. They are present. They're walking with me. They're talking with me. Everybody